Welcome back. Today, I'm going to explore one of the most crucial institutions of the European Union, the European Parliament. But what exactly is the European Parliament? How does it work? And why is it such an essential player in shaping the future of Europe? Let's dive in and break it down. The European Parliament is unique. Unlike national parliaments, it's the only directly elected body of the European Union. Every 5 years, millions of EU citizens across 27 member states head to the polls to elect 705 members of the European Parliament, also known as MEPs. These representatives are tasked with shaping the laws, policies and budgets that affect over 450 million people. MEPs come from different political parties, representing a wide range of views, but they all have one thing in common: their responsibility to the people they represent. The number of MEPs each country sends is based on its population size. For example, Germany, being the largest EU country by population, elects 96 MEPs, while a smaller country like Malta elects just 6. But what does the European Parliament actually do with this power? The Parliament's primary role is legislating. It shares the responsibility of passing laws with the Council of the European Union, the body that represents the governments of the member states. Together, these two institutions make up the ordinary legislative procedure, also known as codecision. This means that for most laws, the European Parliament's approval is required before they can be passed. The legislative process in Parliament isn't as simple as voting on laws in the plenary. Much of the heavy lifting is done by Parliament's committees, which focus on specific areas like foreign affairs, environment, and internal market policies. These committees are made up of smaller groups of MEPs who examine proposed laws in detail, hear evidence from experts, and recommend changes before they reach the full Parliament for a vote. But Parliament's role goes far beyond just passing laws. As the only body directly elected by the people, it has a vital representative function. MEPs are tasked with voicing the concerns of their constituents in Strasbourg and Brussels. Whether it's tackling climate change, improving workers' rights, or strengthening digital privacy laws, MEPs work to ensure that the views of European citizens are heard and taken into account. The European Parliament also has power over the budget. Each year, the European Commission proposes a budget for the entire EU, but it's the Parliament that has the final say. MEPs scrutinise the budget, proposing amendments and ultimately approving or rejecting it. Parliament ensures that taxpayer money is spent wisely on projects that benefit citizens, whether it's funding for infrastructure, climate action or public health. But the influence of Parliament extends beyond just legislation and budgets. The European Parliament plays an essential role in overseeing the European Commission and other EU institutions. This is a crucial function of parliamentary democracy, ensuring that the EU's executive bodies are held accountable. If the European Commission isn't doing its job properly, Parliament can call it to account. It even has the power to dismiss the Commission through a motion of censure, a rare but significant check on power. Let's not forget that the European Parliament also serves as a forum for political debate. MEPs regularly meet to discuss important European and global issues, from economic policy to foreign relations. These debates are often lively, reflecting the diversity of political thought across the EU. And these debates are not just for MEPs, they are broadcast across Europe, allowing citizens to follow the conversation and engage with their elected representatives. So, the European Parliament is much more than just a law-making body. It's where decisions are made that have a direct impact on millions of people across Europe. From setting environmental standards and economic policies to protecting consumer rights and tackling international security issues. Whether you're concerned about data privacy, digital rights, or climate action, your MEP is likely involved in making key decisions that shape your future. Ultimately, the European Parliament is at the heart of the European democratic process. It is the institution where people's voices are heard, where laws are scrutinized, and where Europe's future is debated and decided. It represents you, the European citizen, and it shapes the laws and policies that affect your life, from economic policies to human rights protections. So the next time you hear about the European Parliament, remember that it's not just a distant institution, it's your voice in the heart of Europe. Whether it's pushing for a greener, more sustainable Europe or securing the rights and freedoms of European citizens, The European Parliament is an institution that shapes your everyday life. If you want more insights into how the EU works and how its institutions affect you, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned.